This is the second video in my 3-video series on the Kawasaki Ultra 160 and Ultra 310 wire harness. In the last video, I conducted some basic diagnostics to substantiate the diagnosis that my wire harness had failed. I then removed the wire harness from the jet ski, dissected it, and found a corroded splice in the main portion of the harness. In this video, I cut out the defective splice, remove the corrosion, and install a new, more durable splice. Alright, so now I've got all these wires stripped. Okay, I've got them cleaned with some isopropyl alcohol. And I'll just show you that again just for the heck of it. I'm just cleaning off any oil or contaminants. Now how I'm going to do this is I'm going to use these. So I'm going to use these crimp sleeves here. These are tinned copper. And I'm going to use these to split these wires up into 3 groups. I like that better. It's a little bit neater and you'll see what I mean when I'm done. You can put these all together and put a big blob of solder on there if you want. I don't want to do it that way. So you can see from these that I've got the wires split into 2 pigtails each. And then give those like a twist on each side. And again, these wires are very fragile, so they will start to break if you manipulate them too much. So then I'm just going to stack these on top of each other like this. And we're going to twist together each side just like that. And then we're going to twist the whole thing together. Okay, I have some electronics grade pre-tinning paste. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of that right there on the wires. And we're going to use this crimp sleeve, as I mentioned. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put this sleeve in place. Now you can see we left some room for the wires to be exposed. There we go. I want to make sure we use enough because I don't want this going anywhere. Go ahead, dip that in some water to clean it off. Gonna spray some alcohol, get any extra flux off. All right, so those are all nicely soldered in there, into that crimp collar, not going anywhere. Now just to be safe as well, I'm gonna go ahead. And now what I'm gonna do is put, because of the size of this wire, we're gonna put a crimp collar on this one, and then these 2, we're gonna split like this. We're going to give each side a little twist. And we're then going to combine those. Just like that. All right, so we're going to put a little bit pre-tinning flux on there. And then here's my crimp collar. And then to clean off any extra flux, we're going to go ahead, dip that in some water here. Okay. And to be safe again, we're going to clean it with some alcohol. Okay, perfect. So now we need 1 additional crimp collar. This is the main feed wire. All right, so finally, gonna put a little bit of that pre-tinning flux. Okay, we're gonna rinse that off. A little bit of alcohol. I made this little connector here, and you can see I've pre-tinned each of these leads. They've been spliced together. And what this is going to do is it's going to provide a redundant connection between each of these 3 junctions here. So you have the main feed from the battery, the voltage regulator, and the system relay, and then you have the main relay and some of the other relays and stuff right there. So I've got these connectors here, a little bit of flux, and then you can see I'm just gonna go like that. So here I've got some shrink wrap. Okay, so now we've got this joint set up. So I've got a nice piece of shrink wrap over there. Make sure there's the end. Here's the end. So now I'm just gonna I'm gonna shrink the shrink wrap. I highly recommend that you don't use an open flame, but you know. Now I'm ready to do the other ends of the connection here. All right, and then it's hard to dip this one, so we're gonna clean off that flux, alcohol. Dry it off. And then this is some corrosion block. I'm gonna put some corrosion block on that. And then I'm gonna seal it in with this shrink wrap. Okay, the end of it's right there. We're gonna go to right there. Okay, now I'm gonna heat the shrink wrap. All right, so there we go so far. You can see I've got these connections soldered. I've got them spliced. We're gonna crimp. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, this is my repair. So, a little excessive. Probably just the butt splices would have been okay. But, yeah, so what we're gonna do now is, you can see my harness is a bit open here. So I'm just gonna seal this all back up. And now, because I did the repair, I'm going to use this fuchsia tape, and we're just going to give it another good wrap, just to prevent any salt water from getting in there. So there you go. That now shows my repairs right here. Everything's soldered nice and tight. Do not attempt to do this at home. Please consult a qualified Kawasaki Watercraft mechanic if you're experiencing issues with your wire harness. This repaired harness is now ready to go back into the ski. Make sure to check out part 3 of 3 of my wire harness video for the full installation tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more exclusive jet ski content, only on JD's Waterworld.